Please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, our left.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow, the bells bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the rock of red?
Happy Devils Saturday! This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, season 1, episode 26. We are here in beautiful Rockaway, New Jersey. Yes, Tavern on the Rocks. We have Beer Baron in the house. We have Shorts Guy in the house. And our special guest, Brett Marshall, is here with us tonight for a viewing party here at Tavern on the Rocks in beautiful Rockaway, New Jersey. If you haven't heard, the Devils are now playoff bound since 2012, and we've got a lot of Devils fans in the crowd right now joining us for this podcast. Shorts Guy, Beer Baron. Did you think we get to this point where we're going playoff bound? We got the podcast. We got a lot of Devils fans here watching the Capitals and Devils viewing party. What are you guys' thoughts right now?
It's well, first of all, you didn't screw up the intro.
Yeah,
very much.
The first time all season.
You knew what day it was very well. Yeah, it's great that we can relax and watch the game tonight.
It is great. It feels nice, right? We talked about this with Grant. You came on last time and we talked about this. We hope that we can just relax and have a nice atmosphere. Everybody can have a few drinks and have a good time, and we're going to be cheering and going crazy. So, yeah, it feels really good.
Yeah, this is going to be a good time. And the game hasn't even started yet, so
yeah,
big night.
Yeah, it's a big night. It's a weird night. I'm used to seeing, like, my house and not seeing a bunch of people. So it's a little different.
Yeah, I'm used to looking at a computer screen, seeing you, and occasionally Sam shows up. He's here the full time tonight.
Yeah, so I mean, it's funny because I looked at my phone and I made sure I get my phone set up so I could look at the Facebook Live feed and try to do the things we said before the show started. We wanted to keep it as natural as possible and just do what we normally do. I have my earphone on one ear so we can so we can kind of keep things normal, if you will.
Yeah, as normal.
Just feels
as
like
it can
there's
be.
a ton of people in our living room. That's all it is.
Yeah. Oh, and I see Maureen and Bob and Joe.
I don't want to start off on a down note, but I did want to say that our thoughts and prayers are going out to Saskatchewan and the terrible tragedy that happened at the home coast, and it's a tragedy that happened in the hockey community. And if you're not aware what happened, there was a terrible bus accident. So, from all of us here, we just wanted to make sure that we send our deepest condolences to everybody out there. And, hate to start off that way, but I did definitely want to mention that.
But the positive is there was that GoFundMe that was put together.
That's right.
What you said today?
Yep.
With a goal of $2 million, and that they're at just about $1.5 million in less than a day.
And it went really quick. Yeah.
So,
and the whole hockey community has come together. The one thing that we're blessed with as being hockey fans, it's a beautiful community to be a part of. So
it is.
All the best to everybody out there. So.
Yeah. Playoffs.
Yes.
We don't even know who we're playing.
No, we don't. We don't.
It just doesn't matter.
It doesn't, and it shouldn't, and it won't. It's great to, like you said, just get in.
Yeah.
Just get in, and it doesn't matter who we face. It's an incredible feeling.
Yeah. And Coach Hines said today that he doesn't want to be on the team. He wants to be a force in the playoffs.
That's right.
Which is so they're going in with an awesome attitude. They got to get their opponent. It doesn't, like our friend Steve said, it just doesn't matter who the opponent is. We just got to get there. We're gonna just play game to the end.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like I said, we have a very special guest, Grant Marshall, with us today. Grant, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind coming up because I have a few questions for you going into the playoffs. Everybody, let's give it up for Grant Marshall. You can stand or you can sit.
You can stand. You can sit.
No, I'm good. So, Grant, thank you very much for joining us.
Party hard.
Glad to be here. Hear me all right? My head, I have a little head.
So, going into the playoffs, being experienced, you've done this before. What is this feeling for the team? What is this feeling getting ready for the playoffs? What does that feel like?
Well, I mean, it's, for the last quite a while now, it's been a playoff hockey for them. They're playing great. They're playing, inspired hockey. It's that time where you kind of somewhat reflect on, they're a young team. Myself, I had them pegged 6, 7, 8 seed. Getting in the playoffs was kind of like they wanted what they wanted to get, and everything else is kind of like playing with house money a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not saying that they're just going to accept that because they should try to win the Stanley Cup. That's what we're always there to do. But they got to be proud of that. They just got to go out there and just have fun, work hard together, do what they're doing. The last 2 months of hockey that they've been doing. And just rely on that. Mm-hmm. The thing we've talked before too is that they can't just rely on Taylor Hall. They need, well, he does deserve it.
Yeah.
When you have how many points?
93, yes.
Yeah, and he's
93, 32 points ahead of the next kid. He's a rookie. He already is. That's MVP stats.
Yeah.
But great about him is that's not what he's thinking about. He's thinking about getting the 10 points, moving on. People who are playing in the first round, thinking about how we can pass that and going. And that's the unselfish player that is. And that's the MVP in him that I think is more important.
Yeah, I agree. It's great because you see this team coming into the playoffs, and it was like they had a very hard schedule to get into the playoffs. You wanted them to play like a very solid schedule to get in because they weren't going to be playing in and backing themselves in. They seem like they've gotten an identity now with Keith Kincaid and that. You see them riding it throughout the entire playoff.
Well, I mean, if they're not, I don't know what coach feel like the both. Schneider is a great goalie. He was hurt. He back struggled a bit. In cases, pretty solid. Pretty light stuff. So you got to go with the hot hand. It's not about making free throw with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. Sure.
And I love Schneider. And he's a great goaltender. What have you done for lately? And that's they're running.
And he's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Great. He's really great. So, but one mess up and Schneider's in. So.
There you go.
But that's not really a bad thing either.
No.
It is Schneider. Just hopefully he's on top of his game.
Yeah.
I think getting Schneider in tonight is a good idea. Get him that, against a team that we could possibly be facing, I think it's a great idea to get him that experience of just getting, another game under his belt right for the playoffs.
All right, he gets the shot. What do you do?
You got to go with Kincaid.
Yeah,
I think.
you got to
I mean,
keep going with Kincaid.
He's playing. What is he? 14, 2, and
I do the same thing.
yeah.
But that just shows us the mindset of the way the game is. He's lights out. I'm not saying he is. I hope he is. it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
True. But
he's
it's
their starter.
That's true.
He is.
And it's like, well, what do you do?
Yeah.
No, my opinion is you got to keep with Kincaid. And if, let's say, Snyder pitches a shutout tonight, then he's got that confidence back that he's there and ready to go if there's a slip up, which could also push Kincaid to keep his game on, knowing that Snyder's willing and ready to go.
Well, anyway, we would hope that too, especially. I'm not saying there's going to be a shutout. I just hope they win the game. They just play solid. And to me, that's not the concern. But, hypothetically, we also think, too, Schneider, if that was to be the case, you got to wonder what he thinks, too. Like, well, wait a second. I am the starter.
Mm-hmm.
But being the veteran he should realize that, the reason why one of the main reasons besides the hockey's been playing pretty solid.
Yeah.
Mm. So what are the emotions that player went through when you're getting to that point, getting ready for the playoffs? Your first round opponent, you know what you're getting yourself into. It's a long run. You already had a long season. You already had 82 games. Now you're getting into the second season. So
that's just it. So it's your mindset gets restart refreshed, and you really, like I said, you embrace what you last 2 months, getting into the playoffs. It's been the first time since 2012. And you're proud of that. But then that just gets that's on the shelf now, and you just re-energize, restart your life over again, and say, "This is what we start." We're all everyone's 0-0. No one's in first. You got to think yourself. We always try. You see in baseball, you see in hockey. You want to get a split. You like to go into wherever they're playing, whether it's Washington, get the first win or get a win out of there, and you always feel confident coming home, playing at home. So that's the mindset. And just go out there. Just go out there and play. Whether you're the best team or not. I've been part of teams way back when I was with Dallas, and we won the President's Trophy. We were solid. We were the favorites to win it all, and we lost to Edmonton in the first round. It happened. So you have to have the mindset. You got to play. Every team, there's a lot of parity in the game now. 1 to 8 are all pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's just who wants it more and who buries their chances more.
True. It's funny. Isn't the President's Trophy, isn't that a kiss of death?
I mean, when I won in '99, I think we won the President's Trophy.
True.
Yeah. But the President's Trophy winners haven't fared so well as far as getting to the cup.
Well, but I also think we always talk about, if you win you win the conference trophy, to get to the finals, you don't touch the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
I was just going to ask, did you touch the trophies?
I'm superstitious, so I'm like, well, what does that have to do with us winning the Stanley Cup? I don't believe that stuff. But some guys do, and whatever gets your head going, and whatever you think, go for it. I mean, there's some guys that they have to wear the same thing, they have to wear that thing and all that stuff. I'm like having a Pepsi and I'm having a bagel. I'm doing this. I'm like, just let me go play.
Yeah.
Leave me alone,
Now, when you got into that first series, is it, like you said, it's a completely different atmosphere. Playoff hockey is nothing. There's nothing like it in the world.
Well, it's good. But for the first, 5 minutes, it's going to be just stupid. There's going to be guys who just run around, playing so crazy and win the game in the first 5 minutes, which is impossible to do. But it's up to the leaders and the coaching staff to have, they do have some leaders, and the Andy Greens and stuff like that, Boyles. Day by day, shift by shift, minute by minute, just go out there, play hard, see what they're giving you. If you're playing Washington, you know what you're getting. You know what you're getting with Ovechkin.
Yep.
Playing Boston, you know what you're getting with Marchand. You just got to know how to manage. So the coaching staff has to know how to counter those guys. You just go play hard. You can't overdo it. You can't underdo it. Just got to play.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I like about this team is, as young as they are, they have that veteran presence to tell the young guys, like, this is what you've got to do for the playoffs. This is what you should, possibly do with your routine and everything. So they've got that presence to guide the young kids there. And then hopefully the young kids will take it and run with it like they've been doing.
Well, it's good because what the thing is that you always want to make sure that each line has a role.
Mm-hmm.
And for a young team, they all know what their role is, and they work to master that role.
Mm-hmm.
And the Colemans and all that, they know what they're asked to do. And once they buy in, and once you get those players to buy in, that's an easier process. It's an easier process each game you game up because you're more confident in what they're doing. You can ride that because you know what you're getting, and they know what they're supposed to give.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, with Taylor Hall, it's, just skate, score, just which is he does.
Just go out and do your thing.
Yeah, right.
Go out and do your thing. But that's what we had when we won in 03, and I had in '99. Is a well-balanced team that knows what you have to do. Don't do this guy's job. Do your job. He's going to do his job. And we all do that. We're going to work the way down. You're not going to win, like I said, you're not going to win the first 5 minutes. You're not going to win the first 2 games, 3 games, but you're going to work your way to the positive steps to win the whole thing.
So you're so cool and calm and collected. Like as a fan, you watch these games, you get prepared for them, and you're like, oh, I could puke. My heart hurts. Like,
well, you know, it's like I get excited too, but I've played so much that it's like, wow, it's just I get it. I mean, I get what they're going through. I know what they feel and all that stuff. Biggest thing is you can't, like, you're gonna be so excited at start. It's like, oh my God, they gave up the puck. Well, they're gonna give up 50 of them. Trust me. It's just, you know, you always expect more, especially at the beginning of the game or early in the series. But you just have to just enjoy it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
It's just,
it's easier said
when you're on the bench and your name gets played, you know, it's easy for me to go, I know what I have to do. I'm not, you know, people say, do you hear the fans screaming in the stands? And we don't overly really hear it. That we hear it more in the timeouts and stuff. But when you're playing, you don't really hear that. You're just so focused on, I got to hit him. I got to pass to him. I got to make sure my guy doesn't beat me back to the net. All those little things. So you're not really worried about, you know, too high or too low or what's going around.
Do you remember your first shift in the playoffs ever? Do you remember that first?
Playoffs, a lot of playoffs.
I know. I'm saying, like, in that first time we had playoff. Taylor Hall, he's been in the league.
I'm older now. I don't remember. I don't remember what I did to. What time is it? I don't remember. I don't know. I can be honest. I have no clue.
Yeah.
When was it? 90 what? 95?
Not yet. Somewhere around there.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Oh, man, 95.
Is that what it was? Oh, I won in 99. Yeah, 95.
I think so.
Something like that.
I'm real happy for Taylor Hall. He gets traded to us last year, and Edmonton finally makes the playoffs. And we were nowhere near it. This year, Edmonton's out, he's finally in. It just the look on his face the last couple games, it's just been. He's just looked like he's so happy.
Well, he's happy. He's playing great. He's always been a good player, but he's come into his own quite a bit. The fans have embraced him so much, you know, with all this, the Kovalchuk debacle and the Parizis going back to Minnesota, which it happens, right? It's part of the game. You know, it's fans. We don't like to see it. We kind of get upset or ticked off about it. It is, but you know, no one really wants. Like, I never wanted to get traded. I didn't care because I just wanted to play hockey. But at the end of the day, I was playing in Columbus, worst team in the league. I wanted to stay with the guys.
Yeah.
But I got an opportunity to get traded, win a Stanley Cup, and that's a great thing. And I just want to play the game. So he's like, well, I probably didn't want to get traded, but it is what it is. The fans have embraced him immensely.
Yeah, totally.
And he's playing great hockey, and he's being a leader.
Yeah. Ooh. I think he's actually embraced us too. Like, you know, you see, he's had a lot of interviews this year where he said, like, he finally feels like he's a part of the team. He's a part of the system, a part of the culture. And you could see that too in his winning helps everything, obviously, but you could see it in just his demeanor, and he's become such a leader of this team. And the additions that they brought onto this team, you know, we got so lucky to get the number 1 overall pick. But I mean, all the different things that have come together. It's so funny to watch all these, you know, predictions from earlier in the year where everybody said last place in the Metro and this, that, and the other thing, and to see what they're saying now. As this team is getting into the playoffs, is there any team that you want them to face or not?
Honestly, it doesn't. I don't think it matters. I just think it's very hard to do, but you have to just focus on what you do right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard because you got the greats of Ovechkin. And then just turn around and say, well, okay, but he's doing this. We got to stick to it. You have a game plan. You stick with it. Like, again, I repeat, it's not going to happen in the first game, in the first period, whatever. You know Ovechkin's going to get his points. I mean,
Oh,
we hope but you know he's going to get.
Leader.
He's a world-class player. He's one of the best in the world ever. But it's one of those things. You know, don't let them beat you. You can't stop them, but let's just kind of slow them down. And hopefully our youth and our speed, goaltending, and the little things, special teams, works its way and takes over. You know, now are they saying the same thing? I would think so. I would hope so.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what do? Who is be able to manage themselves better? Which coach will be able to manage the team better? And who's going to execute more? Can't do anything else about it. Don't veteran scores doesn't mean you got to go there. Oh, we need.
Well, you would hope that they're saying the same thing about Taylor Hall.
They should.
Yeah.
I mean, they should.
The way he's played.
But
Yeah,
they should be like, well, let's just play our game. There's a reason why we're third best team in the league or whatever, fourth best team, right? But listen, Devils right there. We're between what is Washington? 103 is it?
103, yeah.
Right? We got 90, 7, 97.
Well,
right?
yeah, and hopefully after.
So, I mean,
tonight.
well, right.
Yeah, right.
So it's like we're talking like this.
Yeah.
They just gotta go play, go have fun, enjoy it, and embrace the challenge and enjoy it, and just kick the shit out of them.
That's what you hope for, right?
Yeah, right. How much do you take into your season since whatever team you're matched up in? Do you kind of look at it and say, okay, well, we were 4-0 against them, and then like throw it to the side, or
I think you go over video and tapes of tendon that even though Yevsky does. We want to see a tendency, certain things, whether they've done something, or they've changed the way their power plays come up. That's made it better. Good the first half, and now they're better. Why they better in the second half? And you just check out the tendencies. But for the most part, it's a new season.
Yeah.
And things can happen. The goalie can be done. If the goal is growing and he's done, now you got to readjust. You're a new goal. It doesn't mean you're going to win because you got to back it. Doesn't mean Washington's going to beat us if we play because Kincaid's in the net.
yeah.
If I was them, they'd be thinking, well, we'd rather have Kincaid in the net over the make of how it's been over the years. But at the end of the day, Kane's not much worse than what.
Yeah, and that's
Right?
He's
Stat-wise, so
Yeah.
But they're going to say that because we'd all say that. I mean, if we had, I don't know who you'd say we have Brodeur, and then we have whoever's next. It's a Fleury.
Yeah.
Well, if Fleury, Brodeur's the best, but if Brodeur was down, we got Fleury. We're playing against him. Like, well, I'd rather play against Fleury than Brodeur, but Fleury's pretty darn good too.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that you got to just manage and just play. Whoever plays harder wins.
Yeah. No, I'm just excited to be there.
Oh, it'll be fun.
You know what?
I'm excited for the first home game. Just to see what the atmosphere is going to be.
Yeah, John Hines said it best though. He's like, we didn't want to back in. They didn't want to be the team that kind of, Florida loses. So now we're in. Great. All right, we back our way into the playoffs. They earned their way into the playoffs.
Oh, there's no question they did.
Yeah.
Listen, they I mean, the last, 13 games? What were they? talk about working the way in.
Yeah.
They were playing pretty solid. Then they were struggling.
Yep.
Then it was just, remember we had this talk, and Hall was the only one scoring.
Yep.
Then the other guys were chipping in. And then you look at they won big games to get in.
Yeah, and then
So
they
you
went on
can't-
that West Coast. That was like the defining
That's a tough trip to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm saying I know. Like,
Yeah.
it's a tough, trust me, it's a tough trip to do, And I think Hines did well by Coach Hines did well by, they played. They went and played. When was it? They came. I think it was they played the Predators.
Yeah.
Instead of going to Vegas, they came back,
came
which
back
is
home.
smart to do. Vegas is a bit of a shit show. So if I can say that in a good way. I mean, it's not that the guys do anything crazy.
It's
It's just
Vegas.
being
Yeah,
Vegas.
it's Vegas.
Vegas,
It's everything around it.
Yeah.
All the oxygen they
And
pump
they're
in
young,
the casinos,
too, like,
they're young.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Even though they're going to manage them and not maybe not doing anything, it's just if you have a few days off, you might as well just get home, relax, take the flight, and it was the 185.
And the results are the results.
Yeah.
They went 6-2 that game.
No, I think that was 8-3,
Yeah,
and that was like bang, bang, bang. Like
Yeah.
the goals just kept coming and coming. I think I called it a night early against Vegas because I had work the next day, and I woke up and looked at the score and I was like, "Where'd this come from? This is not supposed to happen."
No.
This
You
is Vegas
said
we're playing.
4-2, I'll take it. But
Yeah.
3
And like chasing Fleury from that, he's been having a career year. They chased him from the net.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Like-
well, exactly. But that's testament to the coaching staff.
Oh,
It's
my
testament
gosh.
to the team they play with. When they play with speed and they play relentless,
Yeah.
they're going to be tough to beat. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the thing because I never would say that. But again, say it for Washington or all these other teams. If you play with that passion and that relentless style of, especially the guys like the Colemans and Neeson and all these guys, getting in on them and that annoys you. May not work game one, or it may work, but what it's gonna do is gonna wear you down. Like, oh my gosh, they keep dumping it in my corner. They keep forechecking me. You're driving me nuts. But that's what we do. That was my job. I was going to hound. After a while, it pays a toll.
Now, do you see anybody on the Devils now that reminds you of you when you were playing?
I I guess a little bit like a Coleman, a little bit of a Gibbons maybe, but I'm bigger. I don't know how you say Neeson. How do you always Neeson?
Nason. Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out.
Weird name. I don't know.
See, but
I like him. I get, but I was fortunate. I played with Elias and Gomez on the first line, and I was more I was those guys where I was the one giving room, making hitting, and doing all that stuff. And on the power play, I was in front. So I guess a little bit of that, a little bit of a smaller version of a Boyle, I guess. My job was to bring energy and just do what you can to create space for Gomez and Elias and let them do their thing. They get the credit, and I just I clap.
Yeah, but
go over and celebrate. Good
I tell you. Well, you want to hear a funny story?
Sure.
You guys good for a funny story?
Yeah,
I'll
let's
give you a funny story here. It's a long story, but it was a story about me getting traded to the Devils.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this? Have a drink. Bear man, have a drink. Or no, shorts guy, where's your drink?
I'll get him later.
So I got traded. I was in Columbus. And we were playing a game that night in Carolina against the Hurricanes, and there was rumors that I was going to get traded. It was at the deadline, and the teams that I heard were getting traded was either Ottawa Senators or Tampa Bay Lightning. So I got a tap on the shoulder during our lunchtime, and I asked where we were going, our PR guy, and he said to talk to the general manager, who I knew, obviously, but I knew him from the summertime. We lived in the same place. So I said, Doug, Doug, where am I going? He goes, well, I traded to New Jersey. I go, New Jersey? Okay. He goes, they really want you, blah, blah, blah. So you got to go there tonight. You're going to play tomorrow, I think. I said, all right. So I flew to Jersey. I stayed in West Orange at the Residence Inn. I got a call from late Pat Burns telling them, if we're playing against Atlanta Thrashers the next day, you're going to be playing. Get your rest. Sounds great. Well, this is where the story gets good. So watching Sports Center, and then a trivial question comes up. And it says, which current player in the NHL has played the most playoff games without scoring a goal? And it was a multiple choice. Right? And I'm like, it was A, Ken Danico, B, Luke Richardson, C, Grant Marshall. I can never remember D. I can't remember D. But I'm like, what? They go to commercial. I'm thinking to myself during the commercial, well, I know Danico scored against us when we played in 2000 in the finals.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cancel that one out. I played with Richardson in Columbus, and I knew when he played with Philly and Toronto that he scored years ago. He was old, and I knew he scored. I can't remember the other guy, so I'm like, I don't know. Come back, it's C, Grant Marshall. Right? I'm like,
you didn't even know it was you?
No. Well, at the time I played 56 games, which is not, I'm proud of. I'm like, I would have thought, guys, someone had maybe more than that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, hey, okay, I haven't scored a goal in 6 games. I'm still proud of my career. But that's not the problem. The problem is I haven't met my team at the Devils yet. So I get to the rink in the morning for a pregame skate, and who's the first guy I see having a coffee on the couch? Marty Brodeur. Marshy. Hey, Marty. He goes, welcome to the Devils. I said, thanks. He goes, watched the Sports Center last night. I go, yes. He goes, you know I got more goals in the playoffs than you? I'm the goalie. I said, yeah, I know. We traded for you. I said, I know. So then the first round comes around. We play Boston, and I know I scored a goal. Went off my leg and went in. Didn't give it to me.
Of course, you're going to be right there.
They gave it to LAS, like I said. Those guys are happy. Didn't give it to me. I'm good with it. And then it's Brodeur, still beating you. So yes, I understand. And then the next round against Tampa Bay, I scored a goal. And then I got another goal. And then I said to Marty, I stood up, I go, Marty. I go, you can't catch me now. But part of me was a little nervous because it was Brodeur. Yeah. And I ended up getting 3 that series. So I ended up getting 6 in the whole playoffs. Yep. So then he ain't that good. I mean, so it was that was my story.
That's an awesome story.
Right? Yeah.
So Sports Center trivia question just kind of fired you off into that,
well,
that playoff run.
Embarrassed. Ridiculous.
Hey, you go into a different atmosphere then.
Someone surely had to play more games to be worse than me. Nope, it was me.
Oh, man.
That's all right.
That's pretty cool.
That's still pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh,
so
man.
when you won the cup in 2003, is there like a defining moment in that whole run that you would pinpoint as being your favorite moment, or was there like anything that you would say during that whole experience?
Well, two. That was Marty ripping on me every time. But 2 moments. The The first one was in the Game 7 against Ottawa.
Oh man.
Was probably my favorite goal, even though I didn't score a part of it. Where I gave the assist to Friesen.
Yeah.
And you guys don't know the whole backstory to all this on the bench. I don't know if you ever heard this story, but
No.
so we're up 2-1.
Yeah.
Friesen goes down the ice. Remember this? He loses the puck at the blue line, come down, bonk scores.
Yeah.
Yep.
Friesen gets on the bench. He was my roommate in the playoffs, too. Friesen gets on the bench, and he's freaking out, swearing. He's crying. He's all upset. And I'm looking at him. What's your problem? He goes, I screwed up. I just cost us the game, all this. I'm like, 2-2 Game 7. We score. We could win, whatever. Just relax. Do something about it. Don't worry about it. Pat Burns screaming at me, what's going on, Mars? I said, talk to Friesen. Friesen, what's the problem? He looks back and goes, I screwed up. I just cost us the game. And Burns did the exact same thing. He goes, then do something about it. So we weren't playing on a line, but just that opportunity where I got on the ice. I came across the net, the red line area. Madden gave me a pass. Friesen was on the ice. 2D came to me and gave a pass to the legs to Friesen, gets the winning goal. And I told him, I said, you can never, ever quit. You can never, ever give up.
Look at that. There it is.
That's right. That was the goal. That's right.
Man.
That's crazy.
That's right. Yeah. But it was really, and it was like, I always bug him. He's a great guy, but I'm like, you're just a mental midget. I mean, you gotta relax, man.
That's
Anyway, but that's what it was. And I told him, it's just, you can't quit. We don't know the outcome until the outcome happens.
Yeah, it was.
And then when we won, because I've already won my first one in '99, it was it was amazing feeling. Obviously, your first one, not like the second one was, but I'm on the bench and the clock's winding down like 15-14. I look to the right, and it's Turner Stevenson bawling his eyes out on the bench,
Oh my God.
and it was where I was. So it was kind of cool. Like, okay, I've won one, but I'm like, he's never won. And it's like that was a cool feeling. Like, he's worked so hard. His career was pretty much to an end. I think he played another year, so after that was it. And it was a cool feeling to see a teammate that worked so hard, a grinder that's gone through into the trenches to stay in the NHL, to play hard. We're the type of guys you don't really see much anymore in the league, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. And it was nice to see him crying, a grown man crying. And
that was the big thing in '95 when we first won was Mike Peluso.
Yep.
He was bawling like a baby, and
Yeah.
he was the big fighter. He was part of the crash line.
Yeah,
and here is this tough guy,
Playing
and they
against
kept showing him for the last 5 minutes of the game. He couldn't. I don't think he could get out there on the ice. He was crying.
It's not just and I'm sure you understand it. It's not just because you played hard all year. It's you're a little boy.
everything.
Just a little boy.
It's that dream you've always had.
Exactly. And I grew up in Canada, Toronto, and it was really great that you guys said what you said about Saskatchewan and stuff. It is a massive tragedy. But like I said, from Toronto, I remember playing minor hockey when I was a kid and practicing at 5:30 in the morning before the junior team played, and then the Leafs played. I remember when Darryl Sittler one game fell in a game and slid across the crease. So what did I do? I went and fell in the same spot. It was just, and I was a kid. I was like 12, 11. And to be able to add to things like my idol was Cam Neely playing the game, and guys that never won the Stanley Cup, and to be able to be on the thing twice. Could have been on 3 times. I lost once. So I'm very blessed, very lucky. Very fortunate.
Yeah. It's so cool to hear these stories of like on the bench moments.
Yeah.
As a fan, you always wonder like, what the hell do you guys talk about on the bench?
We swear a lot. You think that we're all peachy keen and we're nice to each other, which for the most part we are, but sometimes we're screaming back and forth, but it's all in good because we're all want the same goal. But when we had such a leadership type team, we're screaming at each other, but it's never really in a way of like, what are you doing? It's more like, listen, we need to figure this out together. I need to be better. I need you to help me out with this being better. And it's vice versa. And that's how it was, That's the process of being a champion.
See, as a teacher, I can't go in a teacher's line and start screaming in people's faces.
You can,
but you're going to be unemployed.
Yeah. I'll probably be out looking for me.
Yeah, it's all those things you say in your head that just never make it out.
Well, you'll be handcuffed first, and then you'll be unemployed.
Yeah, exactly. Really quick, I know I just kind of want to take a second. I wanted to mention we have somebody that's watching us that is a very special fan of ours, very big fan of the New Jersey Devils, Danny Garofalo, who is dealing with some Duchenne
Muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy.
Yeah.
I can't talk. I'm like get tongue tied when I say it. Thank you, Sam. But we just want to say we're thinking about you. Thank you so much for watching. We're a big fan of you. You know, best of luck to you, and we just want you to know that all of us here are thinking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, Danny, just be strong, work hard to get your health back, and hopefully one day we could talk back and forth, talk hockey, and you could give me some pointers on the game. Just work hard, be strong, and I can't wait to meet you.
Yeah, Danny,
here.
best of luck, man. Feel better, and let's go for a win tonight for you. It'd be awesome.
Exactly. Got to cheer loud though, Danny. Cheer loud.
Yeah. We're hoping for a loud atmosphere here later on. Once the game gets going.
It's starting to fill up.
Is there anyone even here? There's nothing loud yelling or nothing. Is there devil fans?
There's
in
one.
Here at all? That is weak.
Yeah, seriously, we can do better than that.
Terrible.
I see Bobby Hooligan in the back there. Come on, Bobby. I know you're loud.
Is there Ranger fans in here at all?
I hope
No
not.
Ranger
I hope
fans?
not. Yeah, right.
I tell you what, you know what it is? It's because
I gotta stir the pot and start
Yeah, I
talking Ranger stuff here. Let's get this crowd going.
we're way too relaxed. We're in the playoffs.
That's what we wanted.
Wait, it's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Well, the storm's not for a while, so let's get it round up there.
That's the thing. We were hoping that we'd come to this tonight and just not be like our stomachs in knots watching this game. Like a win or a loss, and we're in, we're out. It's just now we can relax and do this.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It is. That's true.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? The one thing I realized, the sun will most likely come up the next day, even though you guys be hungover. You just deal with it. But it's easy for me to say because one, I've won, and two, I'm done, and there's no money for me anymore. I just cheer and I get it, so I understand. It's fun.
It's crazy. They get into the playoffs for the first time since 2012. You see Taylor Hall getting in for the first time, and then you get a kid like Nico Hischier comes in the league first year, boom, playoffs right away.
We hate him.
Yeah.
You know what though?
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah.
Aside from that, I've been seeing things on social media, and people are just brought the tears that the Devils just made it to the playoffs, and I'm sitting here going, "Wow!" I mean, I've been lucky to see them win. I was lucky as anything to be there in '95, and then to see them win two more times. But just to see people so excited just to be in the playoffs,
cheated in
it's
2000, though.
How so?
Yeah,
I
right.
played against them.
Oh,
I lost that one.
Oh, man.
you know what? I have a funny story about
go ahead.
2003. As soon as we made it to the finals, I went online to go purchase tickets, see what I can get, right? The only thing that comes up is Game 7 tickets. Now, I didn't understand what would happen if I purchased the tickets and they didn't go to Game 7. I didn't get all that. The only thing that comes up is Game 7, 2 tickets, and I'm looking at them like,
What are the odds? What are the chances?
click, and I closed out the box. I didn't
Money
buy
in
them.
the
I didn't. I just that's my biggest regret is sitting. I just remember they're not click, and I didn't buy them, and I just regretted it.
You should have seen the things that were going on the ice when we won too.
Oh,
But you never know. You didn't get tickets.
I was watching on TV.
I'm just kidding.
I regret it.
Whoopi
But
Goldberg and I were hugging, which was true. It was weird, but it was true.
I saw a story recently about how Goldberg ended up in the locker room when the Devils beat you and when in Dallas.
I know Bill Burr. I knew him well back in the day.
Which was the funniest story is how Gomer got him into the locker room, and then they're talking about all the cigar smoke and everything else. What is that atmosphere like when you win the cup? What does that feel like when you're just hanging out with the boys?
You know what? It's no different than hanging out with them every day, all year at a bar. It's just that it's the ultimate accumulation of what we've gone through and the ultimate final celebration. They're your family, just for a period of time. And not my wife, but they're before everything. For the I don't know how many times I go on an 11-day road trip, especially in Dallas, and come back and. Well, we're gonna do some stuff, family. I'm actually going golfing with Madonna. Madonna was my roommate. We did tea time to go play. She goes, "You kidding me? You just were away for 11 days." That's why I need the golf. Because I was away.
Gotta relax.
So that wasn't very well. That wasn't good. But it's the family thing. We're together, and then, it's you work so hard to compete. You do whatever you can to survive. Especially me. I was a fighter, so I enjoyed it. So I wanted to be that type of person. I wanted to be the ultimate type team guy, and I think I was. And that out of all of it, from my career, I don't care about the goals because at 92, I know them. I know my goals. But I wanted to be known as an awesome teammate. And that's all that matters for me. That's what I wanted to be known for, a good teammate and a champion. And have that a teammate, good teammate as well, which I think it was. So.
Which, and, you know, with your role in the team and everything, the ultimate goal with the Stanley Cup, such a unique thing that your name is on there, you know, until
for another 50 some odd years.
Yeah, for a very long time. And then it goes to the Hall of Fame. So
I'll be 90, I think. 90
you'll be in the Hall of Fame at that point. Your name will be in the Hall of Fame.
I'm in the Hall of Fame right now.
Are you?
Well, the cup's there.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
So you are there.
I'm there. Literally, my name is there. But I really.
Is that
He always asks me, you in the Hall of Fame? Like, no. Play in the Olympics? No. My wife was in the Olympics, not me.
That's true.
But I wasn't good enough. That's all I can say. I go, well, especially being Canadian, we could have 2 teams in the Olympics, which is, you know, there's that much hockey.
Yeah.
And I probably still wouldn't have made the 3rd team, but that's okay. That's all right.
So what was it? Is it crazier to see somebody walking around with your name on the back of their jersey? I always love this question. Or is it crazier?
There is one here.
Well, when
I know.
the ones
Maureen's got hers.
the ones I paid for, or the ones that I didn't pay for. It's cool. I mean, I think it's an absolute great compliment. I think it's a lot of it. You know, is I'm thinking not just because I played, but the type of person I think I am, or you know, I'm approachable. I talk and enjoy it. I think fans embrace that a little bit. Because maybe they were a fan of the way I played. I hope so as well. But you know, there was definitely better players on the team. They could have better jerseys to wear. But it's nice to have my jersey, and I'm proud of it. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was okay. So, did you ever play NHL on, you know, the Xbox?
No, I never did. I'm not a gamer.
See, I always wanted to say, like,
I had
how cool would it be?
back in the day. I had this Xbox back in the day, and I gave it to my buddies, my best friend back in Canada at the time. His kid played it, and they're always like, "But you got to see, like, it looks exactly like you." I said, "But I know what I look like. I just look in the mirror. I know it. I have to goatee and all that stuff and everything." I was like. But yeah, they say it's pretty. I've never played it, but they say it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be so wild, just to know like
Just
you're in
to
a
see
video
you there.
game. You have people wearing your jersey, like that's such a huge compliment.
It is cool. It's cool. I mean, I always tell people when they say you're signing autographs and doing stuff, like, how do you feel? I said, listen, there's going to be a time where I'm wishing somebody asked for my autograph. Yeah. So to all the young guys, embrace it. Just do it because it comes to an end someday.
Now I'll tell you, it's funny that you say that because if you know baseball, Bobby Thompson, a shot heard around the world, New York Giants. I worked at a restaurant, and this old man comes in with his wife, and they sit down, they're eating. And one of the bartenders I worked with at the time, she goes, "Do you know who that is over there?" And I mean, he's in his late 80s at this point. Yeah. No, I don't know who that is. And she goes, "That's Bobby Thompson." Now, as a kid, as being a sports enthusiast, my dad was a diehard Yankees fan, still am, but I always learned the game, always learned the history of the game, hockey, baseball, whatever.
It's cool, right?
It's amazing, yeah.
It's cool.
And so he goes, she's like, "That's Bobby Thompson." I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't say what I said, but
I get
I'm like,
it.
wow,
But
that's amazing. So I walk over and I say, "Mr. Thompson, it's very nice to meet you." And I was like, "Would it be okay if I got your autograph?" And he said the same thing. He goes, "The fact that somebody wants my autograph." And he signs this whole thing. Yeah. And he goes, "Son, you just made my night." And that was like the coolest experience. I mean, for me, meeting Bobby Thompson, but I see what you're saying, like that moment where somebody's like, "Can I have your autograph?" Like,
and also, and that's cool. I'm a believer too. Like, and I'm a Charles Barkley fan. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, it was years ago when Barkley said something along the thing like he's not a role model. And I thought about it. People say, "Well, you're a role model," and I say, "Well, we have no choice in the matter."
Yeah.
If you think I'm a role model, then I am. I can't. It's not. We are who we are. We've had our career, and it's up to you to look at me as how you feel I am. And I kind of I like it, but I disagree when he says, "Well, no, I'm not." Take care.
See you later.
Where are you going? Happy birthday! My God,
Hansi,
you're 29? Oh, boy.
My husband told me I had to kiss your ring.
You can kiss my ring.
There we go.
I feel like. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
See you later.
Later, Hans. Later, Hans.
Sounds like some Godfather stuff. Right now.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yes.
Come to my wedding.
But what I was saying with the role model, I disagree with him. Whether he means that still, or it was just something he said, or it was a one-off. If a kid says, I really think you're the greatest thing, or I really look up to you, well, that's great. And you can't turn around and say, well, that's crazy for you to feel that way, because now you're telling somebody to feel what they're feeling is not right.
Yeah.
And you can't tell someone what they're feeling, right? You feel it. So, if people think that I'm a role model, first of all, I want to be, or I like that aspect, but regardless, whatever people feel that you are, then you are to them.
Yeah.
Maybe different to that person, but whoever that person may think I'm an ass. That's his feeling. Okay,
That's their opinion. They're
you're right.
entitled to it.
That's what you feel, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Well,
I
they're
get
probably
it.
a Ranger fan. That's probably.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I always
If-
say we all have faults. We all have faults.
Oh yes. Too many of my friends have made that decision to be a fault in
Well,
their life.
my
to be a Ranger
my
fan.
really best friend, good friend, and lives in New York. He's a season ticket holder Ranger. He's been a diehard Ranger for years. Awesome guy. He was my best man at my wedding, but he's one of those guys that just loves the game. He cheers for the Devils. When the Rangers aren't in, he goes, I'm cheering for you. I'm cheering for the Devils. He's just like hockey. I love hockey.
Yeah.
He gets the game. He's one of the guys that cheers for him, but he's not like. And he's cool that way, and I love that he's a Ranger fan. He's my buddy because he gets the game.
Yeah.
He's an older guy. He's back. Like we try and tell these the parents, when you're older, all you had were the Rangers. I get it.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to be a Devil fan. You're not going to transfer someone that's been around for a long time to be Devils fans. If they are, that's great. But we always say, well, your kids we'd like to turn into Devils fans. The younger crowd. You can't turn into it. I don't want to turn them into it. They are who they are.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you are. If you're a hockey fan, you grew up with the Rangers. Exactly.
Yeah. My grandmother.
I get it.
My grandmother was a Ranger fan because that's all there was.
No
It was
doubt.
the original
And
six era.
I get that.
Yeah.
And you can't tell them, well, now they're here. You have to cheer. Oh, that's not right.
Hey, at least you're a fan of the game.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
and
it's
he
true.
is. And as he gets it, he's really cool. We always have fun. And he's a Jet fan. I'm a Dolphin fan. We go at it. We go to Miami. My team stinks. Jets stink too, but my team don't.
Hey, we were talking about this earlier. That's such a unique thing about this area is the sports market. Is just has so many options for you. So it's just you're going to grow up with people liking other teams.
It is true.
So
which is fun.
Yeah, they
fun.
build rivalry.
Well, this came about because Shorts Guy sends me videos of soccer, even practices, and I look at the crowds, and it's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like the place is just electric, and like they're jumping, and everybody's singing. There's banners, there's smoke grenades, and all these crazy things. And I'm like, I wish we could have that atmosphere in the Rock. Obviously, we can't throw smoke grenades unless we're in Philadelphia. But
or you're playing.
Story.
I'm a big Premier League soccer fan. Unless you're in somewhere you're playing soccer or something, they're throwing stuff like that. But well, thank you.
Look at that.
The smoke grenade, all that stuff. The fans charge the field, but no, I mean it'll be electric. It's fun when the crowd gets going. It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you saw it coming. Like the last couple games of the year when they were in the Rock was a different place. The fans are coming back.
Yeah.
They started coming back mid-season. It felt like, and the whole atmosphere started to get back to that. Winning mentality, and then just you feel it in the crowd. You go to a game and you just feel that buzz and that energy, and you're waiting for Hall to score. You're waiting for something like Nico to do something. That was like when Kovalchuk was on the Devils. Yep. Every time he carried the puck in his zone, everybody would stand up.
You expected it,
They're an exciting team. I mean, when we played, we were an older team. We were an exciting team in a different way. We were a physical team. Stevens and Danicos, and we were a mean team. There's no mean hockey anymore.
No, we've talked about this over and over again on the podcast.
Much as that drives me nuts and I complain about it, I just gotta accept it and buy in. And this is the new world hockey, league. And that's fine. I guess it is what it is. That's why I can't play my age. And I can't skate like them anymore. But I get it. It's just it's tough. It's hard.
What was your thought about Brad Marchand's hit on Marcus Johansson?
Well, I mean,
we asked PL3 the same question. He said he would basically have gone out into the.
Well, we would have went out and fought him, but that's just the game is not like that anymore.
No.
It's. I'll give you. I was so frustrated. I was screaming at the TV the other day. My wife was laughing. The game against who was it? Oh my gosh, who was it? It was when Boyle was going to fight?
Oh yeah.
And the
That
refs.
was Veazey against the Rangers.
Rangers.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
and they stepped in like that. Like,
And that's what they're told to do now. That's the
Yeah.
game. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's embarrassing.
yeah.
Dude, just
Well, they
let him
probably
go.
also-
As a fan, I'm sorry. As a fan, if you're paying good money and you see
Yeah.
that, give my money. I want my money back.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I wonder if it was because they saw that Boyle had like a 1.5 foot.
It
Could have been that.
Listen,
Could have been that.
I fought a guy. I'm 6'1". I fought this McKenna. Steve McKenna used to play for the. He was Pittsburgh. He played Kings. 6'8".
Oh man.
Hilarious. Another funny story. I hit one of their players, and I hit them pretty hard. We were in LA. We came and we collided. We boom went down. I put my hand on the dasher, came up, and look who's on the other glass right in front of me. Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. And all I could think about is alrighty then.
That's
And I
awesome.
right down the ice. Who had to fight? McKenna. I threw. Had to be 15 punches, and I came that close to one of them.
Oh,
He's so big.
He just probably had
the worst one.
No, that wasn't really much of a fight because I threw, but I didn't hit him. I had some good ones, yeah. Some good bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
It's the nature of the sport.
If I was actually, if you show up, you never lose.
Yeah,
Unless
true.
you really get laid out. It's like, I really want to support you right now and say good job, but you don't even know my name right now. You lost that fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man. So we got a game in like 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Good God, this went quick, huh?
It did go quick. We do have some business stuff. We're gonna do. Hey, I hope everyone's listening because we're gonna do $3 absolute kamikaze shots when the Devils score.
That's right.
Everyone hear that?
Yeah.
Shots, cheap shots when the Devils score.
I hope they get 10 goals.
A lot of Uber.
Your father, yeah,
A lot of Uber.
yeah. If it's a game like the Vegas game, your father-in-law might lose a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
So bring
we
him
also,
around.
we also have 50-50s tonight. We have $1 for one ticket, $10 for an arm length. And Melissa, who's been a huge help to us, thank you very much.
Yes.
Melissa, and Heather.
And Kelly.
And Kelly, thank you very much. for
Thank
helping
you,
us out.
girls.
So it's as tall as both of you, right?
Oh, hey, it's Matt. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt, we're going to start throwing names.
There's Jack.
Right.
Jack.
Jack.
Who's back there? Cat. Oh no, we're not gonna. No, she likes the wrong team. She can go away. Oh, she's a Flyer fan.
Yeah.
What? And Kevin's back there too, I think.
So
Are we just throwing names out?
No, they're friends
a
of
lot
mine.
of shout
We're
outs.
like phantom friends.
I got
We all have them. I got them.
Hey, Carl.
I just talk. I'm like, oh, yeah, they're going in the car with me. That's right. Talking to you.
That's like an everyday routine with me driving to work. Oh, how you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you're driving good. Thank you,
Yeah,
by the
thank
way.
you.
Thank you.
And
So
we're
6 minutes away from the game. A lot of guys are resting tonight, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Taylor Hall's
I haven't
resting.
seen the lineup. I'm sure Hall's wrestling.
Hall's resting.
Yeah.
Hall's
sure.
wrestling. Palmieri,
Palmieri
Vatanen, Snyder with the start. They brought up Eddie Lack, so I'm assuming Kincaid's not even going to dress either.
No.
Snyder must be really thinking, wow, I really hit rock. I'm going to rest at all. I got to play.
Well, you know,
My backup's getting the rest. What? Game's changed.
Yeah, right.
I'm not disagreeing with him.
too, he's coming off a groin injury. We talked about it earlier. That's not something easy
I tore
to
No.
both mine, so I get it.
Yeah,
I
that's
get it. Yeah, they're not fun.
yeah. That groin injuries are not fun.
No.
I know that too.
But you're giving guys
Therapy's good though. Therapy's good.
Yeah.
You get worked on. It's good. It's good. It's good therapy.
Now they're telling so Stafford's getting a shot back in the lineup. Jimmy Hayes is getting a shot back in the lineup. Rat's getting back in the lineup. So you're getting guys that it's kind of like an audition. You think like maybe
Well,
give them some,
yeah, in some
work.
ways, because injuries happen and guys get a little tweak, a little hurt here and there, and some guys got to get into the lineup in the playoffs. You want to hope, okay, well, you know what? I can rely on Hayes because he's showed up last game. He's a veteran guy. I'm not too worried about having him in the lineup if a guy goes down.
Mhm.
So yeah, that plays a part. And as a player, you're like, I want to show that I should be in the lineup. I should be starting in the playoffs.
Yep.
Whether I do or I don't, but if I can guarantee I'm not if I don't come out, play the way I'm supposed to play.
Yeah.
In
And
the game.
you're giving guys like Brad the opportunity to come back in the lineup, give them a little experience.
Yeah.
Give the guys rest. I think that's the best part about it.
I think Coach Hines has done a good job.
He's
Coach
done-
Staff has done a great job with them.
Yeah, and
For a young coach, he's done well.
they stuck with it. They even though the last couple of seasons haven't been great,
Yeah.
they stuck with it. They stuck with him. They, like Sam always says, trust the process.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
way
yeah.
it's been. And here's
Well, you're
the
not being
result.
true to yourself if you don't, right? Because you have a philosophy. You know, Shiro hired him because he's got a certain philosophy, and coaches put roles on players, and if sometimes guys aren't going to quite make it happen all the time. He's got to stick to it and realize that he's going to fight through it. He's going to talk, get his way through it. You work with them, and same with the coaches. They have a game plan. That's what you believe in. You can't go away from it. That's your game plan.
Yeah.
You live by it, you die by it. You have to adjust it, but it's still your game plan.
Yeah.
And a lot of credit, Ray Shiro, sticking with the coaching staff and not blowing it up. You know, as diehard Devil fans, you got used to the Lou Lamoriello's way of doing things. Of things aren't going well, coach is out. You know, Jacques Lemaire going in, coming back. You know, guys, it felt like we had a different coach every other year at one point. So it's nice to see. You know, you don't have a great year, but things, you have to stick with it. Things start to work out.
Yeah, the turnover rate is so high nowadays. So it's nice to see that there's a little bit more stability.
Yeah, which
is good. But listen, every year can be different. That's the
thing. Yeah, I mean, look at Edmonton's in the playoffs last year, finally, and then this year they're not.
I had them going almost all the way.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people did.
On paper in the beginning of the year, they looked so good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay a lot of money to watch a lot of players. He's one guy I'd pay to watch.
It amazes me what he could do.
Speed. Skating is
incredible.
It reminds me of when I played Madonna, same thing. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Grace on ice. It was beautiful. Yeah.
So we have 2 minutes.
All right.
We're getting a signal.
Who's your favorite roommate as a player?
Probably Madonna.
Madonna? Yeah.
Madonna,
You got to room with Madonna.
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I was supposed to be his best man at his first wedding attempt. that guy. I was like, it was funny because I remember we were at a bar and we were talking, and it was like, a couple months before the wedding, I'm like, how many people we at for the wedding right now? He goes, we're at around 400. I go, I got to speak in front of 400 people, which I don't have a problem speaking. I'm like, really? And then it was like 2 weeks later, he goes, yeah. And he's somebody goes, yeah, I could do it. I can't stand it anymore. I'm done. I'm like, wow, that was
a quick turnaround.
Yeah, right? That's a quick turnaround.
And then he got married, then he got married again. So
yeah.
He's good man. Good man. Great hockey player. Best American-born player ever played.
So,
Agreed.
Eddie Belfour, Marty Brodeur, you got to play.
Oh, not even a chance. I mean, I won with both of them.
Yep.
Hall of Famers. Brodeur will be. Brodur's the greatest goalie ever.
Who do you think was more cool and calm? Because I hear
Brodeur.
Belfour was like a nut job.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
But that's what made him good.
Yeah.
Brodeur's the greatest by far. Not even close. He's the most normal goalie you'll know.
Sweet.
Beer drinking.
Belly.
That's.
I met him. I met him at
the best goalie ever. Well, he got all records.
I met him at a St. Patty's Day parade, and my nephew is named after Martin. So it was one of the coolest experiences. I get to meet him. I'm telling him like, "Oh, my nephew is named after you," and he goes, "I've heard of horses and dogs and cats. I've never heard of a person." He's like, "That's really cool."
Yeah.
But he was a nice,
awesome guy.
Yeah,
It's the most greatest ever. No question.
Nice.
Very cool.
All right, we're getting the signal. I think we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Did we
just
win?
about game time.
Did
Yeah.
we win?
Did
we
we
did
win?
our part. We did our part, right?
We did our part. Yes, we did our part.
We had our guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to them now.
It's now up to them. We did our part. We're now here. We're gonna watch this game. Is everybody ready for the game? Oh wait, we're getting a picture here.
Yeah, get a picture.
Awesome. Hey, can we get a "Let's Go Devils" chant to send this out? Bob, you want to start this? Someone, Pete. Let's get a "Let's Go Devils" chant.